Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Chelle. Thank you for coming to Dr. Test Prep. Right now we are focusing on the last lesson of Unit 3 in Con, woohoo, which is evaluating statistical claims. If you've bought my book, we are on page 55. Now, I know my focus is helping you understand the PSAT and SAT questions in this series using the Desmos calculator. We are not using the Desmos calculator here. But I didn't want to skip the unit. I still want to tell you how I would attack each of these problems to give you that information. All right, so let's take a look at the first one. Richardson Middle School is interested in offering more after-school activities to students. The school surveys 7th grade students during 4th period lunch who state they want a gaming club and cooking club added. Is the school's sample a strong reflection of the school population? Now, I kind of pre-taught this in lesson 9, where we really want to make sure that any sample that we take reflects who we're trying to assess. So here they're looking at middle school students, and we're asking about the school population. So we're going to expect that middle school will be 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. But the school only interviewed 7th grade students in one lunch period. And so it's not going to be a good representation, first of all, because the school is 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and they only interviewed 7th. So the sampling method does not consider 6th and 8th graders. If they interviewed 6th, 7th, and 8th graders during 4th period lunch, it would be reflected of the school population, because lunch, when a student has lunch, doesn't impact if they want clubs or not. But what grade the student is could, and that's what's wrong with this scenario. Let's look at number 2. A teacher wants to determine if her students understand the most recent math lesson. She gives her students a short assessment, but does not have time to review the work before the next class. Which of the following sampling would be most appropriate to estimate how well the class understands the content? So basically, I do this all the time, but I collect data and I look at it immediately because I use like quizzes and Blooket and Kahoots. But basically, she gave the kids a task. She's like, wow, I can't grade 30 papers by tomorrow. How can I see if my kids understood it? So we want to see how the whole class did. So what if she reviewing several samples of just the highest kids? Well, if that would only tell her if the students who performed the highest most likely understood it. Not definitely, but most likely, because samples are most likely or approximates. If she reviewed just the lowest, maybe the middle and the high kids got it, but not the lowest. So that wouldn't, again, be a representation of everyone. Same thing by just doing the middle, because maybe the middle really understood the lesson, and the high did, but the low didn't. So again, that's not a good representation of the whole class. But by reviewing the highest, groups from the highest, the middle, and the lowest, like maybe 2 or 3 papers in each category, that would give her a better understanding, because that represents the entire performance of the class. Let's look at the next one. Benny's ice cream shop is considering adding an additional flavor to their offerings. They want to offer free samples to receive feedback. What would be a good sampling method of customers to determine if the flavor should be added? Okay. Offering free samples to a random sample of customers over a week. That's the correct answer. But let's look at why the other ones are not correct. Offering free samples to adults only who come on Tuesday. Well, that doesn't consider teens or kids, and teens, I'm sure, buy a ton of ice cream, and Tuesday's probably not their busiest day. If it's at a random sample of people on Saturday or on the weekend, that probably would be okay because they probably get the most business. But maybe it's the same 20 people who come every Tuesday and a couple others. So the fact that it's just adults on one not as busy day is why that might not be a great choice. Offering free customer samples to customers who spend over $40. Well, that limits, like me, if I go and get ice cream, I mean, now with inflation, it's probably $6 for ice cream, but I might be interested in the new flavor for the one item that I buy. Offering free samples to only customers who have children. Okay, that's another thing. That would take out all the adults who just go by themselves, or the couples who might not have children, or the teenagers. Okay, so that limits who we sample. So a random sampling of customers over a longer period of time is going to give them the best opportunity. All right, so come back for our next video, which will be doing the Unit 3, Lesson 10 harder examples, and that's our last one of the unit. Woohoo! Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye, guys.